Tangents. This week we got 3 Cressidas thrown down in the lot. Dan is going to give you some tips on welding, and we bring you back to LS Fest Summer Shred, where we check out a really dope Chevette. What's better than 3 $500 Cressidas with V8s in them smashing in our lot? Probably a couple of things, but still pretty dope. Check it out.
I said church let out and all the grandmas came here. My grandma had this car in the 80s, dude.
Cressida that you just saw in Circle Jerks a little while ago. Another Cressida. There's one more over there too. Nad, scale of 1 to 10, cops coming?
I'm not even near the school right now because I'm too close to the schoolyard right now. So if the cops
You can't
I have to get 1,000 feet
because
back.
of your mustache?
That's all I'm saying.
You guys are maniacs! Oh no! Oh no! Hey! Oh my goodness! Yeah, buddy! This motherfucker loves that limiter. I love that. How's that smoke? There's smoke coming out of his taillight. I'd say that was poetry in motion. Well done. Sometimes we just need some good old-fashioned scumbaggery. So Dan got some new Bad Daddy Miller welders in the shop, and Kyle wants to learn how to weld. I want to learn how to weld too. A couple other people want to learn how to weld, so watch this video and learn how to weld.
What's up, Dan?
Hey, Kyle.
What's going on?
Not much.
I heard you wanted to see me.
Yeah. Time to teach you how to weld, Kyle.
About time. I'm really excited, dude.
Saw you try it before. I'm gonna teach you how to do it the real way.
What's our steps today? Number 1.
So I cut out some metal for you to begin with, but first step, we're gonna have to clean everything up. So that's like nice and clean right there. And then this has a coating on it so it doesn't rust. Got a flap wheel to clean it off with. Basically just clamp it to the table tight so it's not gonna go anywhere.
All right, so for grinding, what do you wear for eye protection?
First off, safety glasses, but we can wear this mask. Multitasking. Basically, you can wear this the whole time. You can wear it for welding and in between just when you're grinding and everything else, and it's better protection because it's gonna be covering your entire face rather than just safety glasses, so nothing's gonna be in between and smacking you in the eyes. So it's pretty simple. It's really easy to use. There's an on-off switch and there's different modes. So welding, cutting, grinding. So right now we're gonna be grinding. So I have it set on grind. I can see clearly through it because it's not gonna darken too dark. Whereas when you're welding, it will darken. And that's just to prevent your eyes from being destroyed by the arc. So like you and I both, you can see very clearly what you're doing. You can see your hands and everything else.
So this lens, it's a Miller clear light lens, and it has a 1112 optical clarity, and it has a 3.0 light state. What does that mean?
I mean, you can read it from the manual and stuff, but basically what it comes down to is that I can work with this mask on no matter what. When I'm welding or grinding, I can keep it on.
When you had the mask set to weld,
Yeah.
it wasn't dark yet, but when you hit the trigger, the mask automatically can...
It automatically darkens. So as soon as you hit the arc, it darkens up, and that's just gonna protect your eyes. If you don't have that, you'll have a real bad time. All right, Kyle. Now what we gotta do is grind. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this up like these to weld. So what we're gonna do is clear back a little bit with this guy here and clean up that surface where we're gonna weld. So we have a stable arc. Take a look at it. See? Clean like that. So we'll do both sides.
That easy, that quick?
Well, yeah, with a fresh disc. I'll clean these up. I'll do a couple, and then I'll have you do it so you know what you're doing. Want to clean some?
Yes, sir.
So just get this clamped down, otherwise you'll shoot it across the garage. Want to give yourself, enough space to clean it. So the most important edge will be here. They're not perfect, Kyle, but they're good. So we got a couple base plates. Ideally, you want them really, really, really clean. But right now, we're just learning. But first things first, you gotta learn a little bit about the machine, because you know nothing, right? You know nothing.
I don't
know what this is?
Well, it's a welder.
Yeah, it's a welder. What kind of welder is it?
It's a Miller.
Type of machine, there's MIG, TIG.
It's a MIG.
It's a MIG, yeah, good job. All right, it's a Millermatic 211. It's my favorite machine. It's pretty much what I started doing most of my real work on. Now it's been through quite a few generations. I love it because it's light, it's portable, I can move it all around the shop, and it's also like a wide range of uses because you can use really thin stuff, really thick stuff, but when you have to do that, you have to change your source. And we can do 120 or 240. What it says is MVP, that's multi-voltage plug. So it comes with multiple plugs, if you got two. So this is just what you would use as, normal house and shop stuff. But if you're in a bigger shop like we have, you want a little bit more amperage, so plug that bad boy in there at 240. Because we're gonna blaze some of this thicker steel, because that's what we had laying around, and it's also kind of easier to learn on thick steel, so.
At what point would you want to bump up to 240?
So it's even right up here. Anything past 1/8 inch, like 3/16, quarter, 3/8, the stuff that's a bit thicker, anything more serious than that, you'd want to have 240. You got to know your wire setting. Right now what we have for the size of the wire is 035, which is pretty thick. So we want to know that because we're going to use, today, since you don't know much about the settings, we're going to use their auto set feature. And for their auto set feature, so ours is just a bit over 1/8 inch plate. So we're going to put that about right there at 3/16, and then auto set right here.
Where does it say auto set?
So this is all manual right here, and the wire speed.
Yeah.
And generally you're going to keep it with the voltage. If you don't know what you're looking at, you can get this app. It's really easy. But look, today, what we're going to do, we're going to go to MIG, solid wire. That's what we have. Steel. And then you set your thickness, about 1/4 inch. So right there it's telling us everything we need to have. Those are all your settings. It's a simple app you can download. I use it all the time. But if you don't have that stuff and you're not really keen on what to do, this has auto set. So right here on the outside, you're kind of going to match what you have. And we have 035 wire, so we're going to set that. And what it's going to do is set the wire speed as you're welding.
So the machine can tell how fast you're moving?
The machine will pretty much make up for what you're doing wrong. so it'll learn as we go along, and hopefully it'll help you out. I'm gonna try a few. I'll just show you what to do. So we're gonna get it set up.
How do you know? So this switch right here. How do you know?
This right here, right?
Yeah.
This is for all your different settings and stuff. We're using a MIG, steel, C25, and C25 is the argon gas. It's a mix right here. That's C25, so that's what you use for the MIG. It's 75% argon, 25% carbon dioxide.
So we're pretty close to welding some Johnnies.
We're gonna get some stuff welded up, yeah. So when that's on, gotta turn the gas on. I've got everything preset for you as far as where it should be. That's good. Clean tip. All right, and what I'm gonna do is set it up kind of right in the middle, like so. And we're just gonna tack the two edges. So, but first thing, you gotta have your clamp close to your base material, if not on it.
And that's your ground?
That's a ground, yep. So whatever you're welding needs to be grounded to it. You don't want it to be too far away.
And you could clamp it directly to whatever you're welding.
You can, yeah. But this is kind of a small piece, and this is a table designed for welding. What I'm gonna do is just tack these edges. Tack so it's sitting straight up and down. Got it as a T. And what this is pretty basic. This is called the 2F position. And before I actually do it, I'll just draw it out for you on how you should actually use the motion, and maybe it'll make sense to you.
Okay. I hope so.
These are our two pieces, right? So to attach these two pieces, we've already tacked here and here. That's why it's sitting straight up and down. I usually will start in this corner here, and you'll melt this to get the pool started, and then whip it up, and then forward, and then up, one to the next. And it's just a small motion. You don't have to be exaggerated. You're not going like this, you know, you're not doing that. It's a very small, tight motion. If it's not wetting in, you kind of take a pause to do it. So at this point right here, I'll be started like this. And what I was saying is I'll start kind of down here, almost in the middle really. And then down, up, down, up. And you see, move forward every time. But with my hands too, that's what I'm saying. I'm right-handed, so this is relaxing for my hand. And this hand, I always use just kind of as a guard here. And then I always kind of do a pre-run to drag my hand to make sure that everything's comfortable and that I can remain the same distance. Realistically, the travel speed of this would be something like this. Just like that, and you just want to be consistent.
You got your mask set to the right settings?
Yep. Just make sure too. So weld, I use a 10 shade, 0 delay, sensitivity's at 6. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Remember what I said?
C's.
The up, down, the C's, kind of moving forward. It's like a wave. I just gotta do a pre-run just to see where my hand's at. That's comfortable. You ready?
Yep.
Your eyes covered.
Good looking weld.
Not too bad. Are you able to see it all when I'm doing with my hands?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So you can see basically what I was doing is when I started down and then whipped up, I pause there for a second, then drag it forward. Pause up top, drag it forward. Pause up top, drag it forward. Pause up top, drag it forward. Something like that. So just get yourself comfortable.
Is it game time?
It's game time. I'm gonna spin this baby around. You're gonna start right to left. Get your gloves on. So pre-run, get yourself comfortable. They're small movements. It's not very big. That's pretty good. The top was good. See how the top looks really good?
Yeah.
See, the bottom's not very wet in. You have this little crease right here. This is what they call overlap. So it's not wet into the bottom very good.
Yeah.
So all you gotta do is just pause a little bit more on the bottom. All right, so Kyle, your end result there. It's not too bad. It's just gonna take practice, man. So we're just gonna sit here and weld away for a little while, but it's not too bad. This is some thick plate. You can obviously see how powerful the machine is.
I appreciate you teaching me. I know you're busy, dude, so
Yeah.
thanks a lot, man.
You're gonna have to go back and watch this again so you know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Lesson number 1, done. If you want to learn anything else, if you want to know about this setup in particular, because it's rad and it works really well, even for Kyle who's a beginner, go to millerwelds.com, check it out. So get to welding, it's fun.
So we're gonna take it back to Summer Shred, LS Fest. There were a bunch of high horsepower, dope V8 build cars there, but we got to check out a few select ones. So here's a really awesome, high horsepower, fast, little Chevy Chevette.
Wow, Vinny, this was just pure mayhem today.
Yeah, this was wild, man. This is 3 days of pure automotive debauchery.
I mean, look at our lot.
This is a different color than it was. Like, look at that versus that. This was 3 days of destruction here. Luckily, Nitto Tire helped us out, some tires to give people because many tires died.
Well, yeah, obviously we had a bunch of cars on the show, but we had one in particular we thought was pretty rad and we'd bring on and show you guys.
We didn't want to make episodes out of our live shows because something about the science that happens when they make all the videos, it wouldn't work out. So we wanted to film a select few cars after the show for YouTube, so it's like an actual good video. We didn't realize that fire and safety leaves, so they came over and they kicked us out. And they were like, you guys cannot do this crap without fire and safety here. So the next guy we're gonna show you, he waited around, he came from Canada, right?
Yep.
And he waited around for 2 hours so we could shoot an episode, only to tell him that we can't do any action. But I think we got some good footage from what he did. But this thing is really rad, so we're stoked that he stuck around so you could check it out.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, you want to shameless plug some discounts that we're gonna get? Because I think Heatwave Visual, like these sunglasses and stuff, are giving a percentage off, and then HiLites too. So if you want to,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Heatwave and Casey.
I already did. I saved you from doing it.
Ah,
Forget it. So if you want, you guys can get a discount because they're a part of Summer Shred. Click the link below or use their discount codes on their website and buy some stuff because we use it, so you should use it.
Oh, it looks like it's already gathering a crowd here. But this is it. Little baby Chevette with some big old turbos.
When you showed up here, I was like, what the hell is this guy? Is he gonna do a wheelie? I was like, this thing's not gonna be able to do anything. Because all the time people show up and they'd have, you know, slicks and skinnies and it can't do anything. And then this thing threw down, man.
Yeah, we're good. Can you introduce yourself real quick?
My name's Dario Gaga. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
How far is that?
1,600 miles.
Yeah.
Pretty far.
Tell the people kind of what we have here.
It's a stock bottom end aluminum 5.3. It's got CNC old school NASCAR camping truck series heads, bunch of junk, and we kind of screwed it all together and made a car out of it that goes really fast.
Nice.
So
Lightweight serpentine belt?
yeah, that's for the motor plate because it doesn't line up. So instead of messing with spacing, I just put a narrower belt. It runs on the back of the crank pulley and the front of the water pump.
Nice. So, what kind of power are we making with this thing?
This thing right now makes about 1,000 at the flywheel.
What? Wait, have you showed the people the two turbinators just posing as headlights?
Dang.
That's tight. 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
What turbos are these?
These are Borg Warner S369s. They're just out of the box. I bought them on eBay. Like, stuff's really expensive to buy in Canada, right? So everything costs 30-40% more to buy it. So like you're always trying to find the cheapest way of doing everything. Like, that's a lawnmower battery and for a lightweight battery.
Nice. What tubing is this?
That's Schedule 10. So that's what they use in like factories to make breweries and stuff.
Okay.
So like when
thicker.
it's thicker than regular.
Is it just so the turbos hang so it doesn't?
The turbos are like 30 pounds, so you don't want to have them hanging up thin wall stainless tubing.
Because the color is way different. I was like, that's definitely not.
They're like 80 thou wall too.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Formula D cars with turbos that hang upside down.
Yeah.
They actually just build the turbo 4-bolt into a mount on the chassis.
Right, yeah. Because when this all heats up and
It
cools
moves
a lot,
around. Like
it
if
moves.
you watch when the car's hot, like if you see where the turbo is centered in the hole, it'll be down sometimes, and it'll be up because stainless moves.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of times people's manifolds crack. Because it expands and contracts, and then weight, it just.
Yeah.
How many different variations of this have you done?
This is really the second main one. Last year, I put it together. It used to have like 72 mil eBay turbos on it and just flip truck manifolds and that kind of thing. And it went 850 at 160.
And that wasn't good enough?
Well, I want to go mid-sevens with the car. So somewhere around 180 miles an hour if it'll stick it.
You do the building, you do the driving?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, my buddies help me out here and there, and I've pretty much took this from a stock car that made 33 wheel horsepower and turned it into this.
Did you dyno it at 33 wheel horse? You did?
Yes.
That must have been awfully boring.
This car was the scary. Everybody asked me how scary this car to drive. It was the scariest when it was stock. You're trying to do 50 miles an hour on the freeway, and it doesn't. Right?
Sounds like the scumbug.
Yeah. It's tacked out.
Same color too.
Yeah, it is the same. It's got the same aesthetic.
What wheels are on this thing?
These are like old school ET Anson wheels. Like, they were really popular in the 70s. I originally actually bought the car and bought the wheels and then built everything else to work.
Nice.
Right?
Well, it's cool because they're matching, but they're
like
staggered,
that's like a Volkswagen Beetle bolt pattern. Like, these were originally really popular.
I don't want any excuses from you people. This guy's tucking rim and tire in his drag car, okay? And he's got a fat lip.
Is it like a 4 in the front and like a 10 in the back, or what?
10 in the back and 4.5 in the front, yeah.
What size tire is that?
That's a 275 drag radial, like what all the class guys run.
Sweet.
So,
okay. What's the best 60 foot you cut in this thing?
127.
Ooh.
Oh,
Actually, that's all nice tin work out back too.
Yeah, it's the first
give it a
time
little
I ever
shake.
did tin work. I had a buddy that works at a place. This is the intercooler tank because it's just got an air to water intercooler that I put ice in every pass and then I drain it.
This is really nice.
And then this is like where my fuel cell is and I can adjust my shocks.
Oh, nice.
That kind of thing.
This is a really sweet little build.
Yeah, no, this thing's actually done well. The bulkheads are all sick.
Yeah, well, like you got to keep them pretty tight with this. Well, same as a drift car, right? Because they fill with smoke.
I like this because like you did all very nice work, right? Like most people would like have to have a Zeus fastener.
Yeah.
But this is just like Ace Hardware. Like,
I hate Zeus fasteners.
yeah. They're also way harder to set up.
Yeah,
than that.
well, and then things move around and they're not that great that way.
I like the way that looks too.
I think it looks
Well,
great.
it's really hard with a hatchback car because in drag racing you have to keep the fuel system separate from the driver, right? You can't have any fuel-related issue like system stuff in the car. Just because of the like, if you crash at 160 miles an hour, the last thing you want to be doing is upside down on fire.
Right,
Like,
right. I'm not Ricky Bobby.
Funny you say that because I have a button on my switch panel that says Ricky Bobby. Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
my high boost setting. But yeah, it just it runs a Mega Squirt MS3 Pro. The one box does pretty much everything. It does boost control. I have traction control. Like if the rear tires spin, it pulls power. It shifts it. Turns my intercooler pump on if I forget. All kinds of stuff like that. Like
So this thing drives itself?
pretty much. Like you just hang on and hope it goes straight. And
Do you make your own gas pedal?
yes. Because I used to have it going through the firewall and it kept melting on the header.
Oh,
So these are like Volkswagens do it that way. They have it come backwards instead of forwards.
Right.
So
Seen that in
I seen
Tibby's truck.
It's a tight fit, so there's a very little room for anything.
well, thanks for coming out and putting on a good
For
show,
sure.
man.
We had a great time down here, so.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, well, there you have it. Shitbox Triple Donut Challenge, Milder Welding Tips by Dan, and Summer of Shred Recap. If you want to see more behind the scenes, go to our bonus channel. Link is down there somewhere. And now is your moment of sin.